population surged by 651,000 last year. Again, 84% of that was in overseas migration. The bigger thing is the long-term chart on the right. Now, this only goes up to 2022 because I grabbed the World Bank's numbers. I wanted to be consistent. I didn't want to, update Australia's, not update everyone else's. And their most recent data only goes up to 2022. But what it shows is if you look at the 22 years at this century, Australia's experienced the strongest population growth. So our population's gone up by 37% against an OECD average total of 15%. And we've beaten out Ireland, New Zealand, Canada, everyone else. So if you're wondering why, one of the primary reason why Australia's housing supply never keeps up with demand, it's because of this. It's because in the mid-2000s, the federal government absolutely ramped up immigration. So this used to be the normal sort of level of population growth. They ramped it, and then it's been ramped again after, obviously, the COVID dip. And that there is why we have a rental crisis. But the data on actual housing construction shows that. So Australia built, so this is built, not added, because this isn't including demolitions. Australia built 173,000 homes last year against a population increase of 651,000, which is a massive gap. And to make matters worse, the forward-looking indicators are terrible. So I've got here dwelling approvals on the right. So this is in monthly trend terms. So it's in trend terms to sort of get away, to avoid all the monthly volatility you get. But if you annualize the monthly trend numbers, Australia's annual rate of dwelling construction's going to run at about 150,000, assuming all those dwelling approvals become completions. And that's about 90,000 below the Albanese government's target of building 240,000 homes a year. So that there is the reason why we have a rental crisis here. The federal government, rents dipped at the start of the pandemic when migration turned negative, and then rental growth ramped up, as soon as the government opened the floodgates. And it's the data's all here in front of us. This chart here by the bottom center chart, this comes from CBA, shows the correlation between population growth across the capital cities since the start of the pandemic and rents. Very strong correlation. We've also got the change in population versus the change in apartment construction. The change in rents versus population versus apartment construction, which is in blue, almost a perfect correlation. So, anyone who's still trying to argue that the rental crisis hasn't been caused by immigration is just basically lying. That is the key driver. We've ramped immigration to record levels. At the same time, we haven't been able to build homes because of all the, supply constraints, building costs, high interest rates, builders competing with state governments for labour against infrastructure projects, loads of builders going under. We've had, record insolvencies in the building sector. All those factors have crimped supply, but at the same time, this idiot federal government has decided to ramp immigration to record levels, which is just basically importing renters in the country when there isn't rental properties for these people. Hence, rents have skyrocketed, and we have a rental crisis. None of this is rocket science. It's been delivered to you by this incompetent Albanese government.